Here's the trophy. A
This is the
block
real
of
trophy?
metal.
Bro, that's
Man.
the trophy we
Yeah,
had.
that's Robert De Niro. Wait, is this not Robert De Niro? Master
Very
camera, please. Master camera.
Name my friend, please. Give me under the... Okay, yeah, he's late. He's late, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of BN Retro with me, Gytis, Rytis, Donatas, your usual guys to watch the old games. Today, I think we're going full retro for the first time because we're going to the very first modern EuroLeague final, the very first season, and a game 5 between Virtus Bologna, Kinder Bologna, call it whatever you want, and Tau Ceramica Vitoria. So let's not wait. Get right into it. Should we reflect on the fact I said game 5 maybe at the beginning? Because this is unusual.
We should. And this is something we all dream about, right?
Right now, yeah, we're thinking, oh, it would be so great to have series instead of Final Four. But this was the very first year that the EuroLeague separated from FIBA, and they decided to go a whole different route and ditched the Final Four idea, did series, best of 5 series for the finals. There were best of 3 series for the quarterfinals. They even had first round, so they basically had the same thing as they have in the NBA playoffs. 16 teams were in the playoff series.
Yeah, it was a big thing, and the alternative tournament was Super League. And really good teams were divided. I remember that in the Super League, they had Maccabi, Panathinaikos, CSKA, Efes. There were some other great clubs, while here they had mostly Spanish clubs, because Spanish clubs were the initiators of this split, because mostly they were unhappy the way FIBA ran this club competition, and specifically Borislav Stankovic, who was the head of FIBA. He was like old school guy, straight guy. He was not very much into new things, so these clubs decided, to move on with some different style, different format, and they were actually successful.
Yeah, and this tournament had teams from Belgium, United Kingdom, Switzerland. I mean, when I looked at the team list and a lot of Italian teams, I was like, oh my God, 4 Italian teams.
Shout out to
Lugano
Lugano
Snakes.
and Jalen Rich, Jermaine Rich.
I think so.
Sakali legends.
London Towers,
Yeah.
Brighton Bears. We had
There
some
we go.
good teams.
Game
The starting
on.
lineups were
Legendary
really nice.
names, right?
Legendary names. And I think this is about the time when Baskonia fell in love with Lithuanian players, because they had Stombergas, Timinskas. Later on, they signed Macijauskas, and ever since then, they almost always have at least one Lithuanian on the roster. But of course, to me, this final is first of all associated with Manu Ginobili.
That's probably the main reason we're
Ginobili,
watching this game.
And also, it's nice to see Marko Jaric in the starting lineup. He later on was a pretty successful point guard in the NBA.
I'll give you a high five if you tell me what's Griffith's first name.
Rashad?
You got it.
That's an easy one.
Without
Yeah.
R, it's Rashad.
He was like EuroLeague's Shaquille O'Neal, I would say. And just in general, I was born in 1992. And to me, the first big memory that comes to my mind, of course, is Žalgiris and Virtus Bologna, Kinder Bologna final. But I always remember this. This is my first powerhouse that I remember in Europe. To me, Kinder, Virtus was something undefeated, unbeatable team in the EuroLeague that everybody wanted to beat. They were that good, I would say, at least in my memory.
Everyone, actually, I was glad. Obviously, this is a 2001 game. So, look at him.
I'm just going to watch this game that way.
Yeah.
One
We
game.
need some balance, You have some amazing jersey of Manu, so I need to bring some Tau Ceramica stuff.
Laurent Fourier is guarding Ginobili, so 2 left-handed players against each other. Fourier was an underrated shooter, I would say. France had superstar players at the time.
Oof.
Oh my God. Manu with his signature left-handed dunk attempt this time.
To me, Fourier was always... he looked like French Sergei Jovica.
The sentence has never been said before.
Well, not the most athletic player. I think in today's game he would definitely be a 4. At that time he was more of a 3.
Yeah. He was crafty, he was not athletic, but he always found
Good
space to create a shot. Good shooter, just like Sergei Jovica.
There's Antoine Rigaudot.
Rigaudot, I was gonna say.
Talking about star players from France.
He's probably the most established player on his team right now, right? Would you say? Because that was 2001 already.
He's already a veteran.
Yeah.
But actually, few years after that, he tried himself in the NBA.
In the NBA,
with the Dallas Mavericks.
11 games I saw. You know what I hate? That the score just keeps appearing and then disappears, and then we don't know what is the score. We don't know even how much time is left.
At least we get the shot clock when there's less than 5 seconds left.
Yeah, they didn't. Oh, but at least they have Gatorade like the NBA. I just don't know the Americans mostly, because they were probably there playing in Europe before, and these were just a few years they played. So
not too many Americans on these teams, I would say.
But the point guard
Bennett,
is Bennett.
Yeah, a good point guard. He played for a long time in Spain. There's Griffith. We talked about him.
Is that with a foul?
There
Yep.
was a foul. 3+1.
Is Stromberg still holding that record for the most three-pointers without a miss?
Tied by Shane Larkin.
I think so.
I think it was tied.
But it was legendary record because Tausaramaka beat AEK in the semifinal series. There's this game 2. Dimos Dikoudis makes a layup, wins the game for AEK.
Pareggia dalla lunetta Kakiusis, l'ultima palla per la EK, sbaglia Kakiusis, guardate il cronometro, Stefano con rimbalzo, tira Betz, il cronometro è già a 0 da molto tempo, di Kudis segna e Radic convalida.
But it turns out that he was like 2 or 3 seconds late. Table officials didn't notice and counted that game as a win for AEK, but EuroLeague disciplinary judge cancelled the result of that game, so teams had to replay the game, and in the replayed game, Strombergas hit 9 from 9 from the free.
So it could have not happened, basically, what you're saying.
All these people had hair in 2001.
That's the difference, right?
Manu had hair, Strombergas had hair, Messina had hair. Ouch!
Oh, I think he got hit quite bad.
He hit him in the face.
In the nose. Oh, it's like that Sharunas Iskevich got. That's directly into the head.
That's a hit to the head. His nose is bleeding.
I think there's there's some bleeding going on.
Strombergas was kind of co-MVP of 1998 EuroLeague final. Season after, Virtus is signing Saulius Strombergas from Žalgiris, but he failed to play under Messina, so they fired him. Next year, Strombergas signed with Baskonia, Tau Ceramica, and now they made the finals again, and he's playing Virtus. A lot of cross paths.
Ginobili in the open court.
Easy points.
Was unstoppable.
How many times have we seen this in the NBA and everywhere else? Like this
so many times with the Euro step
and the foul on Timinskas, I think.
Yeah.
There's a very funny story about Ginobili because there was a high chance that basically in today's terms, it was a done deal between him and Olympiacos. Because
I remember this, yeah.
Virtus signed him just this year, at the start of this season, but Ginobili had an agreement for place with Olympiacos, but there was only one thing that held them back from, putting signatures. They wanted the NBA out, while Olympiacos, they paid like $5 million for 3 years or something like that. It was a huge deal, so they didn't want any exit clauses. While Virtus actually were targeting Andrea Mereghin, who went to their rivals Fortitudo, and so when the deal and the negotiations collapsed, they went after Ginobili. They offered him this NBA buyout clause, and instead of signing with Olympiacos, Ginobili went to Virtus, and the rest is history.
If I'm not wrong, that would have been perhaps the biggest contract at that point. That 3-year, $5 million one, I think that was the biggest money that someone was offering.
I mean, Andrea Mereghin signed with Fortitudo of 5 years, $12 million. So
okay.
So it was nice era.
That's big money even today with the inflation and everything.
Exactly.
23 years after. It's just crazy that like Manu Ginobili was a second round pick. Of course, he was drafted earlier.
He was drafted before his debut in the Euro.
Yeah. So maybe if he was drafted, let's say after this season, he would be much higher. But if anybody would see such a skilled player in Europe today, he would immediately be a lottery pick, no question.
No.
He made that basket
just like
happen
the way he's
again.
playing, like he can do everything.
Yeah.
But actually, after his first EuroLeague game, after his EuroLeague debut, even Messina had some doubts. Why?
Yeah.
Because he scored 1 point. He was like 0 from 4 against AEK, I think. They lost the game, and actually that was the single loss
In
of
that
that
season?
year before the final series.
Okay.
And Kinder went to the finals after winning 16 straight and 33 games in total, consecutive wins combined with Italian
Domestic.
league.
Oh, let's look at
That's-
some. Let's have some time machine moments here. Look at these guys.
What's wrong with these
How
guys?
are they dressed? No, I don't know. Just
Why are you
let's look.
complaining?
I'm just enjoying
I don't
the
think he's.
atmosphere.
I don't think he's complaining.
Okay.
Oh, look
Okay.
at that. That bop haircut. Love it. Robert De Niro. Wait, is this not Robert De Niro?
Basketball was a big thing in Italy back in the day. It was one of the major, especially Bologna was one of the major European basketball cities. And I was told that these gyms in Bologna, I mean, back in the day, Bologna was like a city of 200,000 people.
Mhm.
This is a relatively small city. And they had two big teams in Bologna, Fortitudo and Kinder. So basketball was such a big thing that some fans, at least Fortitudo fans, they were hiding in the gym 3-4 days prior to the game just to get into, because these gyms were seated like 5,000 people, but basically 7 or 8,000 people were watching those games. So, you know, there were some crazy stories. Some people pretended that they were coming to the games on the wheelchair and stuff just to get into the game, because basically it was impossible.
But you're saying with a ticket or without a ticket?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I just think that 90s and 00s, these are the golden days for Italian sports in general, because it was heavily financed. Okay, maybe some of the sources where they how they were
Questionable?
financed are questionable, but Serie A was the best football league in the world at the time. Italian clubs were dominating in basketball. They were signing superstar players for really big contracts. So these were the golden days for Italian sports in general.
Thank you for an idea to do a video about Italian basketball and what happened.
Yeah, retro Italian basketball. And where did it all go wrong?
Yeah.
Where is our Montepaschi Siena and Benetton Treviso?
Mm.
In jail. Messina looks sharp.
We've seen a few games now with Messina. I mean, he was in every game we watched almost, it seems.
He's a legend. Back in,
Yeah.
I mean, in 2000s, he was a complete icon of Bologna basketball.
And he was the most wanted coach in Europe. I don't remember how much money CSKA offered him in 2005, but that was a lot of money.
Okay.
It's funny that it was allowed to wear an undershirt at the time, because
I mean, you
Did
can
they-
do
I
it,
think
but it needs to be a tight fit. I
yeah.
think.
But at the time, there were players like literally
Oh, just with a t-shirt
rocking
underneath.
a t-shirt.
I think Abia brought undershirt to European
Under
basketball.
shit.
Undershirt.
I remember Lithuanian
Undershirt
players
too.
in the 90s just wearing a random shirt underneath.
Abia just
The
in
jersey.
general
Oh
looks
my
like
god,
the
look how frustrated.
Oh my
he is.
god, Alessandro
Abia
Abio.
is a man.
He's really
He
angry.
looks like somebody from movies, right? He has that movie face. And we have Marko Jaric, I think, as a point guard right now with the ball. And the funny story is that he was bought from Fortitudo, their main rival, summer before the season. And after that deal happened, Fortitudo front office were hugging each other because they thought that they got rid of cancer of their locker room.
Okay.
And it turned out that Jaric actually had a successful stint in Virtus, and then he left for the NBA.
And married Adriana Lima.
That's also a highlight of his life, I would say.
Actually, Messina brought quite a few of these players to Moscow with him later. Like Smodic played for him in CSKA, Anderson as well. What a
That's
fast
a nice
break.
pass.
That's a nice
What
find.
a fast break.
Also took
What a
no
pass by
time to
Manu.
pass.
It's like the drill you do when
Mhm.
you have to bring
No
the ball
dribbles.
up the court
No dribbles.
without dribbling. 10-point game
Yep.
and an offensive foul. But Anderson is definitely hurt.
I loved his shoes, which we can't see anymore. But
Wow, Manu. Ginobili, what a pass. What vision. I think for the coach, you have to give him certain freedom to be himself. Although he played for really strict coaches like Messina and Pop, but they saw that street baller in him and they
Mhm.
just allowed him to be himself. That's the beauty of his game and the way he was coached. Because even for the Spurs, he gave something different. Like the Spurs were known as a really boring team.
Mhm.
Like they played their system, but Manu was the one who brought something different.
a little
to
spark, I
that
think,
team.
as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
he was a little bit nasty. You know,
Oh, nasty.
he brought some nastiness.
I think flashiness more than nastiness, although I know what you're referring to. But flashy passes and all these crazy finishes.
This Tau Ceramica name is like iconic. They changed the name so many times, like Laboral Kucha, Bici Baskonia, Caja Laboral Kazu. Now it's Baskonia. But if you would ask my dad, you know, what's the name of this team from Vitoria? Tau Ceramica.
But Tau Ceramica is a company that sponsored them as well. Even though we associate it with the team, but it's just a sponsor.
And Elmer Bennett was really good attacking the drop defense. Like we saw 2 3-pointers in a row.
Oof.
And we see now a steal and probably a layup.
Elmer Bennett.
He was a great, solid, smart point guard. I really like him.
But his career didn't really extend much longer.
He played in Real Madrid as well.
I think he played.
And he was solid. I don't remember or before
he
or
stayed
after.
in Spain for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he played for Real
I think
Madrid.
when he landed there, he stayed for the rest of his career, from what I remember reading.
Now he needs some help. There's the help.
No trial? Of course, Modric is making late shot clock trees.
That was a good help for Bennett, and they did all the right things, but they were punished.
All right, let's see. Is that Rigaud? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of slow, but he
He's
gets
slow
gets
but
to his
smooth.
spots.
Of course, Modric. I think he leads the EuroLeague in like buzzer beaters,
Smodic?
shots at the buzzer. Yeah. He has to.
Officially or your opinion?
He thinks. He said he thinks so.
But look, wait. I think it's after the clock ran out. It was like 0.12, and then he still had the ball at 0.
You didn't have video
No,
reviews
we don't
back
have. Master camera, please. Master camera.
Give me the control, Mantas.
then. So let's see.
Look at the clock.
Oh.
Yeah. It's 0.
I mean, if
But is the ball still in his hand?
Okay, frame by frame, please.
Frame by frame, please. Give me under the. Okay, yeah, he's late. He's late. Yeah, I agree.
I love we just did what they always do every game. Oh, Donata's hating those
I
vuvuzelas.
cannot stand it. It
Not
kind of
vuvuzelas.
disappeared from the EuroLeague, right? Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it
I
used to
can't
be a
recall
thing for
any
a while.
EuroLeague gym.
But I remember when we just opened this Siemens Arena in Vilnius. At first, we had these noisemakers
Oh yeah.
and
NBA
a
stuff.
lot of NBA stuff and these. I don't know
Sirens?
how to call these.
I know.
That's really annoying.
Really be helpful to see the clock and the score.
Yeah, that would be nice. That's travel.
Okay.
Yes, it's a travel.
You see, Dushko is kind of calm, but I guess
he's just the same like today, just
bubbling
without
inside.
ponytail. And actually, it was his first season in Tau Ceramica and first of 2 Tau Ceramica EuroLeague finals ever. Before taking over Tau Ceramica, he worked in 3 teams as the assistant coach and the head coach, where he actually finished his playing career. And would you make a guess which national team was he was coaching before taking over Virtus?
Which national team?
Yep. Easy answer, really.
Easy
Don't
answer.
overthink.
Montenegro, maybe.
Your guess?
Well, Montenegro was not
Oh yeah,
an independent
sorry.
country yet,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
maybe
yeah, I'm wrong.
Bosnia and Herzegovina,
Yes, I
Nah, something easier. Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Because he was coaching Fribourg Olympic, and he won like 3 Swiss league titles. Then he took over Limoges, I think, and he won Saporta Cup or Korach Cup, I don't remember. And then he took over Tau Ceramica.
I think that's the biggest lead that we've seen.
Just 2.5 minutes separate them from the EuroLeague title.
From the very first EuroLeague
Yeah.
EuroLeague title,
Modern
not
EuroLeague.
FIBA EuroLeague.
It is definitely nice to see Game 5. The home
gym.
crowd is celebrating.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
That's what we're missing so much in those Final Four.
But you know, Donat, as you said, all 4 games before were blowouts. Of course, it's a tight series, but I guess, you know.
Yeah, but okay, you cannot predict those things. I mean, both
That's
semifinals and the Final Four might also be blowouts.
That is
Yeah.
true.
You don't know what's going to happen on the court.
Is there any reason they decided to go back to the final four and then introduce the top 16 group stages? Do you guys know?
By the way, Manu just got the 5th foul, but probably nobody cares because they're up by 15.
They're already celebrating.
The main reason is that, where the final series were played in Bologna with 200,000 people, and no, sorry, it was 400 maybe, and Vitoria up to 200,000 people. So new EuroLeague board, let's say, clubs were running the league. They thought that it's not going to go well commercially, financially. So they need to do something, to bring all Europe to one place and to make it more attractive to sponsors. So that's why we have this crap right now.
So since Manu Ginobili is fouled out, it's a good time to remind everyone that in 2001 he became EuroLeague champion. In 2002 he played in the World Cup final. In 2003 he became an NBA champion. Wow. And in 2004 he became an Olympic champion. So if he retired in 2004, being still very young, he basically would retire achieved everything.
Literally everything.
I checked, so in the history of basketball there's only one more guy who won not the EuroLeague, but the primary European competition at the time, who also became an NBA champion and an Olympic champion. So
Can
this
you
is
guess, Donatas?
No, you won't guess because that's some really old American player, and it happened long time ago. So basically, in today's game, in 21st century, the only player to do it is Manu Ginobili, because becoming a EuroLeague champion and NBA champion is also a really rare thing.
I'm betting on Luka to do that.
Dominic Wilkins, but he didn't win the NBA.
No. I'm talking about like
some
the basketball wasn't even probably a professional sport at the time when he did all those things. So, it puts into perspective how special Manu's career was. And to win the Olympic gold with Argentina is crazy, but also to join the San Antonio Spurs and win the NBA immediately, become a champion, it was also something, because at the time Lakers were on a three-peat. They were the best team in the league. Right. Virtus Bologna, EuroLeague champions. They win.
After missing his second
Game 5 title at home.
Okay, nice. Look, Donatas, there is an apocalypse, but to be honest, it's crazy how they let everyone just run in, and it's just fans. It's just
don't
fans.
see that happening in the Final Four, probably.
I mean, Olympiacos.
Is that?
I don't know. Is that a person
or is Alessandro Abio?
I don't think Abio is in jeans.
I mean, it's Abio. Oh wow!
He's just one of the.
No,
fans.
it's just some fan decided I'm taking the net home.
Yeah, so the early 00s were some crazy times.
Yeah, they were. I was gonna say, this is just, we need to understand the society had different norms back then. But something like that
didn't change.
Similarly happened with Olympiacos when they won against Monaco, if you remember, a few years ago.
Yeah, they stormed the court as well.
And then next season couldn't play a game with the fans for the first game, I think. So
the other time fans stormed the court was when Messina was fired in 2002, and when, for ridiculous reasons. Okay, for losing a big game, but just previously they won the Italian Cup. So before the following game after his firing, when the owner showed up, people went on the court and literally punched the guy, through all kinds of stuff. They were trying to spit him. He was with his family. So the game was almost, cancelled because of that. And actually after that, he, cancelled the firing of Messina, and Messina returned.
Wow.
So that was the beginning of the collapse of legendary Virtus.
I guess it worked.
Because they went bankrupt in 2003 or 4 or something like that.
Manu Ginobili is the MVP.
There you go. Don't like these trophies, at least. Quite simple, and I don't know.
Team is bigger than
but
awards,
it's the same design. Why. It's the you're saying that
that's why it's so small. Actually, Manu told that he didn't deserve this award. He felt like he didn't.
But he scored a lot of points.
He was great. I mean,
yeah, and he created many shots for his teammates.
He was great in the entire playoffs. So.
And here's the trophy. This block of trophy? Metal.
Bro, that's the trophy we had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come on.
You don't want to kiss that.
I mean, So FIBA EuroLeague, I remember Žalgiris had this
Like a very
golden basket. It's a really nice trophy. What was that all about? Like, that's something you buy in Sports
It was
Direct.
their first season, you know. Maybe they get some problems with delivery services
know,
or
man. It's
whatever,
just
so
like
they just brought some random stuff.
Somebody tells me like, we're having a competition this weekend. Can you make sure we have some medals or trophies? I just go to Sports Direct and I buy something like this.
That's a trophy my son could do in the kindergarten, basically. So
nothing is good about this.
This is the first year for them. They had still some problems with the way they present themselves, but it's nice that they had a best of 5 series in the finals. They had real playoffs. So many good memories. I think both teams are really talented, and watching them play in 2001, you don't have the feeling that this is old, like this is some old school basketball. I mean, these are
Especially
good teams.
Virtus, yeah.
With especially Virtus, of course, with as we said, Jaric, Ginobili, Rigodo. So it was a good time to be a basketball fan, at least in Italy.
For me, this was a learning experience. You know, I'm a young guy. I need to, like, you know, when your father comes to you or your uncle says, sit down, we need to watch this movie from 1980s and
just
whatever.
without cigarettes, you know, and alcohol.
Yeah,
and
without
stuff,
but you know, you need to understand where it started if you want to understand it better. So I enjoyed it. And you do not have any more stories from your 2-hour call with someone collecting some.
These were some
info.
stories for another retro episode, I would say.
Okay.
So.
All right, that was all, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you liked about these times of EuroLeague, and we'll see you in the next episode.